Saltiest, your channel for viewing cosplay. If you're a cosplayer, contact us now.
Hey guys, I'm Sheryl, also known as Teddy Cher. I'm a New York-based cosplayer and I've been seriously cosplaying since around 2017. When I was growing up, I always loved dressing up, but I didn't have the resources to go to cons, much less buy cosplay supplies. I took a lot of sewing classes and art classes when I could, and I learned a couple things from the best seamstresses I know, my grandmother and my mom. It wasn't until after college, when I got a job though, that I was really able to get into it to the capacity that I wanted to. So after college, I took a job in pharmaceuticals and I absolutely hated it. I just wasn't passionate about it. And a couple months after taking it, I quit and I joined a job as a software engineer in the gaming industry. And being in the gaming industry gave me the ability to go to more cons and to be more in touch with this passion that I always had. And my first major cosplay ended up being Odette Widowmaker. So for Odette, I thrifted an old white corset dress, tore it apart, and turned it into the costume that it is. It was my first time working with 3D printing, and I made a ton of mistakes. But to be honest, I do that with every project still, and I think it's all part of the learning process. So for Odette, I woke up 4 hours before New York Comic Con to do all of the body paint and the makeup. And then I walked around the con for around 3 hours in heels and a corset, and it was so uncomfortable, but I loved it, and it was exhausting and fantastic, and getting to meet people and see what the Overwatch community was like at the time, or meet other cosplayers and talk about the experience, have that shared pain, to be honest, really got me hooked on cosplay. And I ended up wearing Odette Widowmaker again to BlizzCon that year. And that was my first time traveling with cosplay. I had a ton of bubble wrap, and my luggage was covered in notes to TSA, trying to convince them that I was not an actual sniper, so that I would be able to board the plane and get to California and then get back home. And BlizzCon, it was the same thing. It was 100 degrees outside, and it was super hot. I was just trying not to sweat or touch anybody, but it was a fantastic experience. And on my plane ride back to New York, I realized that cosplay was something that I wanted to keep doing. So fast forward to today, I take a lot of projects, or choose a lot of projects that I'm personally very passionate about. And my advice to anyone who's getting into cosplay is to pick a character that you really love, because it keeps you going when you feel like you might be having creative block, or if you feel really tired with the project. Like, just having that little extra oomph that you know that you connect with the character in some way, I think helps you get through it. And I've heard people say they don't want to do characters because they feel like they don't look like them, or it doesn't suit them. And, you know, personally, when I'm making a cosplay, I like adding touches of things that are not necessarily canon, or changing the design so that I feel confident in it. And I think that that's important. Even though you're celebrating the character, it's an opportunity for you to also celebrate yourself, or an aspect of yourself and your creativity. So don't get too bogged down in the details. And when you're making your costume, or when you're wearing it, like, make it so that it's the best version of that character and yourself. So whatever that means to you, and whatever you need to do to reflect that, I think it's important to make sure that you put that into your work. That aside, I don't really do videos often, so big thank you to Cosplay Artists for giving me this opportunity, and I hope you guys have a happy and safe rest of your year. Bye!